friends, welcome to another session of Chow Hall at Essayons Family Garden. I'm Rob, the Sapper Gardener, and you may hear in the background SK2 playing with toys and Sapper Pup Maggie playing with her squeak toys. So what we're doing, we're going to do our version of one of very popular Vietnamese sandwiches, the Bahn Mi sandwiches. So we're going to do a Asian pork sandwich, our version. I can't say how authentic it is, but it is what it is. So the first thing we're gonna do though is marinate our pork tenderloin overnight, and then once it's marinated, at least 8 hours, but preferably overnight, we'll bring you guys back and show us searing the meat and putting our sandwich together. So let me show you the ingredients that we're using today. And I should say we do change these ingredients up pretty often, depending on what we have in the kitchen, what's available. That's generally how we tailor the sandwiches, but I'll show you what we're using this time. So let me switch you guys around. So for our pork tenderloin sandwiches, the main ingredient, of course, is pork tenderloin. We're doing about a pound for ours. We're also going to use some sesame seeds, some Worcestershire sauce, some soy sauce, some dried onions, some red pepper powder, some garlic powder, or you can use fresh garlic if you have it. I was too lazy to chop some up, so we're just using the powder. Some brown sugar, a little sunflower oil, some mirin, and we're going to also use some of the leftover hot sauce paste from when we made our hot sauce on a video that I will link up here. So let's put all this in the bag for our marinade and let it sit overnight. And we try to get our meat from local suppliers. So this one came from Papa Weaver's Pork. Big shout out to them. We go to our local farmers market every few weeks, and we always make sure that we stop and we see them so that we can get our fresh pork, sometimes our beef from them. Even though we're cutting back, we still do utilize it. We still consume it, and we like to try to go to locally sourced suppliers whenever we can. So we're just tossing everything because this is our marinade here. Robbie, SK2, can you get me a spoon?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, sir.
So we're just adding in everything now. Oh, you guys won't be able to hear me because this will be in super speed motion. So maybe it'll be in super speed motion, we'll see. So it's gonna work. You wanna smell it? It's hot.
Ew. Don't say that.
So this is just for our marinade, so we can add a little extra in here. See how it goes. And just a touch of the sunflower oil, which we'll also use the sunflower oil when we get ready to cook the meat up. So, put everything together in here for our marinade. We're gonna try to get as much of the air out as we can before we seal the bag up. And some people will use a straw to suck the extra air out. Honestly, we do that sometimes, but most of the time I'm too lazy to do that. I just try to get as much as we can out. then we're gonna shake this up. Actually, I think I can probably at least do a little better job than I did. So get as much of the air out by folding it as I can, so that the liquid has no room to go anywhere but on the meat. And it's always an iffy job of getting all of it out and not spilling it onto the counter. I think my wife appreciates if I don't make too much of a mess. And we got it. We'll let it sit overnight in the refrigerator, and we'll bring it back out when we sear it and put our sandwiches together. All right, so we are back and we have marinated our pork loin overnight, and it is ready to go in the oven at 450 degrees. When it comes out of the oven, if you want to, you could slice it and serve it on your banh mi as is, but we're going to do an additional step. We're going to slice ours. We're going to give it a quick sear in our grill pan before we put it on our banh mi sandwich and top it off. And I've said it before to my wife, my son, banh mi is the Vietnamese version of a hot dog. You can make it a million different ways. It's still a banh mi, and they're all probably just as delicious as the next one. So let me throw this in the oven for 450 degrees for about 30 to 40 minutes. We'll take it out and we'll show you guys what it looks like. So our meat has cooked in the oven for approximately 30 minutes. Let me flip you guys around so you can get a better view of it. So we're gonna let that rest for a few minutes, and then we're going to slice it, do a quick sear in our grill pan, and plate up our sandwiches. So we got our grill pan heated. We're going to put our meat in, and it doesn't have to cook long. We're just really just adding a quick grilling effect to the meat before we put it on our sandwiches. So we'll get this for about a minute on each side. Flip it over, do the same thing on the other side. Then we're gonna do the Build-A-Bear treatment on our sandwich. And we flipped it, and everything is looking perfect the way we want it. The pork is super tender, so now we're gonna take it off and we're gonna build our sandwich. So we're at the table, and if you can see, the pork loin looks delicious. So nice grill marks on it, which we like. We also have some leftover pulled pork from our dinner yesterday, so we're also going to use that. We've got some salad, we've got some cilantro. We didn't have any fresh cucumbers, but we did have some pickles that we sliced up. We've got tomatoes, and we've got some pickled carrots and radish. So everybody, and we've got our banh mi bread, which we're just using hoagie rolls. There's different type breads. You can actually, in some of the Asian shops, you can get a roll especially made for banh mi, which is a little smaller, but basically still the same. As long as you've got an airy, fluffy type bread, you should be okay. So give us a second to build our sandwiches, and then we're going to dig in and let you guys know how it is. So I had to switch hands because it's very hard to build and eat a banh mi while, excuse me, while holding the camera at the same time. But these sandwiches are really delicious. So, what do you think, Mrs. SG?
Different textures, different flavors. It's just amazing.
SK1,
It's very flavorful and it even smells good.
that sounded scripted. Was it scripted? Did I tell you to say that?
No, definitely not.
And,
Got a storyboard right there.
and SK2, his sandwich is gone. So now he's moved on to his chicken nuggets. So this is really good. And it's probably not fair to say a banh mi is the equivalent of a Vietnamese hot dog, because obviously it's nothing like a hot dog. The only similarity is they both have meat, they both have bread, and they both can be customized, 1,000 different ways. So not to offend any of our Vietnamese friends, which we have many of, this is just a wonderful thing to have. And I guess it speaks to the culture a little bit, because a lot of cultures make do with what they have around them. And if you're in a community and you got a lot of pork, you're going to do a lot of pork on your sandwiches. If you have a lot of beef, if you have a lot of seafood, so you can customize it. But we've customized ours. I've got some sriracha sauce, some cilantro, some pork loin, some pulled pork, more vegetables than I can count, and it's just really good. So I'm gonna use 2 hands to eat my sandwich and enjoy time with my family. So anything to add, Mrs. SG?
I'll bring some to school tomorrow.
Yep, she's got a first day of class for this term. SK1, anything to add? Is it too hot for you?
No.
You put too much hot sauce?
I don't have hot sauce.
Oh, you didn't put any? Okay. SK2, you got anything to add?
I don't have another sandwich.
You don't have another sandwich? Well, we'll make you another sandwich, okay?
Okay.
All right, so on behalf of Essayons Family Garden, this is Rob the Sapper Gardener. As always, God bless our great country, America. God bless you wherever you may reside around the world. God bless your garden, your harvest, your kitchen, your meals, and especially God bless your family to have health, success, and prosperity as we have. Take care. Sapper out.